Welcome back to our pre-race interviews for the 2023 Javelina 100-mile race. I am Corinne Shalvoy, and this is...
Hi, I'm Madge Backhausen. How you doing? Corinne.
Yes.
It's warm in the desert now.
It's warm, but there's a little breeze.
Oh, yeah.
It's getting... I don't know. Yeah, it is warm, though.
Yeah.
But we have awesome guests with us right now.
We have Senor Cactus here.
Senor Cactus wearing the Hot Mess Gooder sunglasses.
Doing?
Yes, but we're also joined by Megan Drake and Heidi Jorgensen. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes.
Yes. You're not related to Gwen Jorgensen, are you?
I've gotten that question today, and no.
Okay. Just the only other Jorgensen I know in ultra running we're going to clear that up. Okay. Megan and Heidi, welcome.
Thank you. We're happy to be here.
Yeah. So this is both of your first 100-mile races.
Yes.
All right. We got to start with why the heck do you want to run 100 mile?
Yeah, that's a long way.
Because we're crazy. Just kidding. I don't know. A lot of people ask me that, and I'm like, I don't know. Of the ultras I've done, there's always a point during every ultra where I'm like, why do I do this to myself? But then by the end, I guess I forget all that, and I have a good experience overall. So I think just it's kind of fun to jump into something that you're like, I don't know if I can do this or not. I don't know if I can finish or how it will go. And just, I guess, the excitement of the unknown kind of is why I like hundreds, or why I'm trying my first 100.
Yeah, I was just going to say, there's just something so, addicting about pushing yourself to, places that, no one else typically does, except for the few crazies. And it's just so fun to be in an environment and community of, like-minded people. And it's just so much fun. I like it.
Yeah, so we want to learn a little more about each of you. So, Megan, you're on the Aravaipa racing team out of Utah, correct?
Yes, that's correct. This is my first year on the team.
First year on the team. Yeah. Awesome. Teammates.
Yes.
And you also, this year, I think I saw, won the Cirque Series.
Yes.
So, yeah, tell us a little bit about that experience. And wait, these are shorter races, so I'm totally confused.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay.
I confuse myself too.
Okay.
So the Cirque Series, just for anyone who doesn't know, they're all short mountain races that are 6 to 9 miles and anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 feet of vert. So this year, my whole goal for my racing season was to try everything that I could. I'm kind of newer to trail running. And so I just wanted to put myself in a bunch of very different races and see what I like the best. So I hadn't done a races under a half marathon, and I'd never done 100-milers. So even though they're kind of polar opposites, I threw myself into the Cirque Series and decided to just go for it and run the whole series. There's 3 in Utah, in my home state, so that made it a lot easier. Yeah. And then, I jumped into a 100-miler and decided on Javelina. So
that's amazing. That's bold. And Heidi, I don't know too much about you, but I think from what I could gather, you have an OCR background. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So I'm a bit of a hybrid athlete. I got into Spartans around 2018 and started racing in OCR on their elite team, and it's been a lot of fun. And then I just kind of transitioned a little bit into trail racing, and I just started working with Speedland as on their athlete team. So that's a lot of fun. Yeah, I really enjoy it.
So back to this journey towards 100 miles. Obviously, you've both done a lot of racing, been around and experienced different either competitions or different race lengths, and Cirque Series is obviously very different as well, being quite up and down. Tell us a little bit more about the journey here. What's the furthest you've run up until this point, and what's the training been like leading into this? Because the race in and of itself is that very last percentage of hopefully a long period of time leading into it, longer training runs, probably longer training weeks. How's that all been for you both?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'd say for me, so the longest race I've done so far is 100K. I did Black Canyon 100K earlier this year. Beautiful course. I love that race, by the way. And then I was planning on doing a bunch of longer stuff for Javelina and flatter, but then when I transitioned to doing the Cirque Series, I actually got a lot of mountain running in this summer, which I'm hoping will help with keeping the legs feeling a little better in the later miles. My longest training run that I did before was 34 miles, pacing a friend for the Bears. It was ended up being like 12 hours on feet. So it was like a good lot of time on feet. And then, yeah, definitely got up into higher mileage than I typically do, obviously, for the 100. But
yeah, so well, for me, my longest race is also 100K. I did the Zion 100K in April. And that kind of led into a couple of unfortunate training months. I sprained my ankle at mile 11. I was able to keep going, and I did finish the race. It led to a later ankle sprain a month later. And so it really set me back in my training for the 100-miler. And I will say, like, 2 months before this race, I was like, can I even do this? Am I even capable? And I was really close to dropping out. And then I thought, you know what, let's keep going at least for another month, because, you know, you have a month before you have to let them know that you don't want to be in it. And so I was like, let's just go until then, and we'll see how I'm feeling. And in that time frame, I had a really awesome training season. I did like back-to-back 50Ks, and I hiked rim to rim to rim in the Grand Canyon, which is 50 miles for anyone that doesn't know. And just really great, and boosted my confidence. So I am feeling very confident now for the 100-miler and really excited.
Nice. Do you work with coaches, or are you self-coached?
I'm currently self-coached.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to work with a coach eventually, but I haven't done that yet.
Yeah, I'm also self-coached.
I was wondering about those back-to-back 50Ks, if there was a coach that was going to prescribe those out there.
We're a little crazy.
No, that's awesome. You guys are young. You're both really young. Like, you can do that stuff. So, and then, you know, I think one thing I'm kind of gathering, doing all the vert and doing, you know, how strong you are with OCR, like that strength piece, right, is, I think, really going to help you guys out there in terms of just, it adds to the resiliency and the endurance. And, you know, this is a flat course, but it's not totally flat. So, yeah, just rely on the strength out there.
Yeah. 23?
I'm 23.
23?
25, almost 26.
23 and 25. That's rad. 100 miles. I think I was like...
It's just so cool that people this age are doing 100-milers. Like,
wow.
like choosing to go. Yeah, like, it's awesome. So
I think I was still shaking in my boots thinking of a marathon back then. I was like, whoa, imagine if I could run a marathon. I would be like a superhero. That would be crazy.
yeah.
But obviously perspective changes a lot of things. So, have you both done a lot of research in 100-mile running, all that kind of stuff? Probably seen a lot of videos about people eating quesadillas and burritos and pizzas and then gels and like all that sorts of stuff. Like, what are you gonna do to make sure that you have energy all the way through? How are you gonna drink? What are you gonna do for your ice? I hope you're using ice because you want to keep cool out there. But yeah, like, what's the strategy there?
Do you want to start this one?
Yeah, sure. Well, I've heard a lot about ultras that it's an eating game, you know? It's less about your physical fitness. No, just kidding. It's a lot about your physical fitness. But also, you have to be on top of your nutrition and your hydration. Because if you're not, then that's when in the later miles you start bonking. So I have like a timer that it's going to go off like every 15 minutes for my water to be like, drink, you know, because I'm easily going to forget. And then just I like to take goos and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and all those simple carbs that'll keep me going.
For me, I had a recent experience where I paced my friend for the Bear 100, and he was not able to eat for 3 hours while we were together, which totally set him back and was like really hard. I was like carrying his quesadilla for like 3 hours trying to get him to take bites. But luckily he was able to come back, get food in him. So I think that helped me realize like just how important nutrition is. For me, I like to use like the aid stations as much as I can just so I don't have to carry as much on me. So I try to like eat as many real foods as I can. I really love potatoes. Like I will go for potato chips or potatoes anytime during a race. And then I have like some of my own nutrition stuff like smoothies, or sometimes nice to get just more liquid in, and then some gels and stuff. But yeah, definitely gotta eat.
I know you're wearing speed lands, but which ones?
Oh, yeah, so I'm wearing the the GS TAM,
Yeah.
so they're bright orange. So you'll
Free
be able to
trail
see me
shoe.
on the
Woo.
course.
Yep.
Me, so I'm just gonna go with that and not experiment with handhelds this time. But I've seen it, and I would like to try it at some point.
For me, I hate having stuff in my hand when I run,
Yeah.
so I'm doing a vest. I'm going to start with 2 flasks, and then we might move to a bladder depending on how much I'm drinking and like how hot it is tomorrow.
Okay.
And then shoes, I have 2 pairs I'm going to probably run in. I'm probably going to start in the Hoka Zanals, and then I'll have a pair of Ultra Lone Peaks. That's what I've worn for most of my other Ultras is the Lone Peaks, and they've done really well, so
Perfect.
yeah.
Sometimes it's all about comfort as you get to those later miles.
Yes.
on your
It's
feet.
all about comfort.
Yes.
All the time. All the time. Okay, so Sunday rolls around. Both of you had a really successful time out there. Finished your first 100 miler. Awesome. Big tick of a big bucket list event. Had a great time. Tell me, what are you guys going to do to make sure that you bounce back from running 100 miles so that you can come and do it again and again and again, and don't risk anything that is ill health in your ultra running career? So I'm just asking this question because hopefully you guys have looked into that and you're going to pay attention to it, and I'd love to hear what your thoughts are around that, because that will also be a bit of a mystery. And Corinne, I'm sure you can chime in as well.
I don't know. You guys go.
Okay, so for me, so basically I teach people all about the importance of recovery all the time. So to your point, that is super important. So we have like hot and cold tubs, compressed stuff that we do as well. So I'll definitely be using that the next week. I think to your point is like nutrition is very important during the race, and it's just as important after, making sure you're getting refueled, rehydrated. I try to do like some active recovery too. Like I'll just do some like walking. I feel like when I do that, it definitely goes a lot better. So
Yeah, I was going to say, as awful as it sounds, I definitely make myself get up and walk, or like walk, jog, just to get those legs moving. Again, with the nutrition, I really miss being back in Utah when I could go to Athlete Care. Like, it was so nice. So now what I do, I have a gym where I can go do saunas and ice baths, and so that's part of my recovery.
Smart. They know what they're doing.
Got it covered?
They know what they're doing. I'm shocked to the body that you just need to listen to yourself and know that it could be a non-linear recovery where you feel awesome one day and then the next week you feel like crap and you're like, why? There's systems that are all out of whack, and they all take a different amount of time to kind of come back. So I think you know what you're doing, but just also know it could be non-linear, at least in my experience. What do you think?
Sleep. No one mentioned sleep.
Oh,
Sleep.
well, definitely that. That goes without saying.
Don't forget to
Sleeping
sleep.
all day.
Don't forget to sleep.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. Do you guys want to tell us your goals for the race, if you are willing to share them or want to share them?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Since it's my first one, I guess my main goal is to finish. I'm hoping, I guess my first time goal would be between 18 to 20 hours. That's kind of a wide range, but somewhere in there. And then
Not
I
really.
always
That's
have
actually a pretty narrow range.
and then I have the backup cable. If I don't get that, I'll do sub 24, but I always have 3 goals for all my races. And so those are to be grateful, to be positive, and to have fun for any race that I do. So as long as I meet those, I'm always happy.
Love it. Be grateful, be positive, have fun.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm similar goals. My biggest goal would be to be within 19 hours, positive or negative, just around there. Second goal, sub 24, and then just finish if everything does not go well. So, yeah.
Awesome. I think you guys are going to do it. This is a great course for those goals. And yeah, I'm excited for you guys. Can't wait to follow along.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Have you got a big crew? You see everyone back here. I'm blown away by the village that has been set up here. I can see a massage table out there. There's a whole bunch of eskies, which I think you guys call coolers. There's
what is that?
there's Barbies and everything. There's barbecues. There's everything
Barbies.
there's
We have to
proper
throw a barbecue. There are people dressed up like Barbies.
Yeah,
Also.
well, this is Athlete Care Village over here. Do you have a big crew like that? Who's helping you out?
Yeah, so I actually got a super awesome surprise today. My sister, who lives in Georgia, actually surprised me and flew out for the race.
Sweet.
It's going to be crewing and pacing me as well. And then
of
course,
my
Heidi
husband
as well.
is going to be pacing me and also crewing the two of us. So
And my family will help crew her too. So it's all one big crew.
Did you guys know each other before this?
We did.
Okay.
Yeah. We
Awesome.
we were
You guys
friends
have
in
become
Utah
very,
before.
very close very quickly. But I should have known when you said you visited the same recovery place. So,
yeah.
very cool. That's also awesome to know each other will be out there. Like, I love that.
Yeah, we'll hopefully run as many miles together as possible.
That's the goal.
So we're both like, you never know what's gonna happen, so we'll
Yeah.
just
Do
see
you
what
have,
happens.
do you have
but-
costumes?
No,
No.
we
No.
wanted to.
Really?
I will be doing like glitter on my face, and so
Glitter.
I'll be a little bit glammed up.
The
think
glitter
we both-
girls. You
yeah,
can call them the
yeah.
glitter girls.
Sweet.
if you're wearing glitter. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for coming over and have a blast out there. Enjoy it, and when it gets hard, just you got this.
Yeah, have a great time. Have a great
Thank
time.
you guys.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.